What's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Whole Modelo lit cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Whole Modelo lit cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9 hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laughs in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Whole Modelo lit cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Whole Modelo lit cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mar. Wild card mar. I.O.W. Late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mar. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar.
Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Anyway, y'all know how it is. Boy, tripping. Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition. It's your boy Wildcard Mar. Running a little bit late today. Woo, had to catch my breath. I left my Modelo in the car. I was like, God damn, I need my beer while we talk this sports. I was like, well, damn. Well, let me go get it. I thought I had enough time. Anyway, hey, I'm here, y'all. Whew. But y'all know the deal. Go on all those social media platforms on the bottom of the screen. You can catch us on I.O.W. Sports Network on YouTube, where all our content is stored. Facebook, Instagram at the same handle, I.O.W. Sports Network. You can catch us on Twitter, I.O.W. Sports 1. Hey, y'all can catch, I got my Wildcard Mar Twitter page up at KC Wildcard Mar. I'm gonna put that on there. Y'all get hip to it. I'm getting the use, I'm getting the hang of this little Twitter thing. I'm getting the hang of this little Twitter thing. I don't normally be on there. I try to stay out the social media platform. But cause people start talking greasy. I'm a knuck if your butt kind of guy. Anyway, y'all see all the social media handles on the screen down below. But look, now It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days. Can we now that everything happened on Sunday, got a chance to see some stuff and watch again on Monday, and now it's Tuesday. All right. So are we okay, y'all? Bengals fans, are we okay? Huh? This is not me trolling. This is just me asking as a sports commentator, are you okay? All right. Because let's be honest about the game. Let's be honest about the game, Bengals fans. Let's be honest. It was bad officiating. All right. All right. I've watched that game over and over. I've watched that game at least 3 times now. And I can tell you, man, it was some bad officiating, and it went both ways. That's just the fact of the matter is. All right? That's the fact of the matter is. When it's a tight game between two good teams, you know, it's going to come down to certain things. It's going to come down to time of possession. It's going to come down to turnovers. All right? So, are we done? MJ, what's up? What's happening with you, partner? My man MJ in the building, the champ, the I.O.W. Sports Football Pick'em contest winner. That man walked away with $200, walked away with a championship belt, and that thing pretty too. You don't believe me? Go ahead, go to the page on Facebook. Matt posted his pictures in there. The thing is pretty. That thing is pretty. Shout out to Let's Talk Sports. We are simulcast streaming on their YouTube channel as well. Shout out to Let's Talk Sports. But yeah, man, like let's be real about the situation at hand, y'all. I would feed into the whole jokes of the Chiefs playing with the refs uniform, you know. Look, I saw that. I know what you're talking about. The 10-minute mark where they had, the replay of the third down, you know, and I saw it. They showed the replay. The ref was coming in to kill the play. He said he killed it. So that's what you got to go by. All right. Obviously, the players didn't hear the whistle because I didn't hear a whistle. I will say that I did not hear a whistle. All right, but it is what it is. I mean, I just you can't mope, you can't bitch about it, you can't complain about it. Like, can't say the ref screwed you because that's not the case. This is in 4 games that the Chiefs and Bengals have played. Everyone has come down to a field goal. It's all been it's literally all been 3-point games. Obviously, this past weekend in the championship game, 23-20. All right. But here's the deal. This always comes down to the stats. All right. It always comes down to the stats. The Bengals had 2 turnovers. To the Chiefs 1. Time of possession. The Chiefs 1 time of possession. All right. That's what happened in this past game in the AFC Championship game. But then let's take a look at when the Chiefs went to Cincinnati earlier in the season. All right. Let's look at the trend on what happened in that game. You look, and again, 3-point game, 27-24. Okay. Look at the turnover situation. The Chiefs had 1. The Bengals didn't. All right. The Bengals won time of possession. Yeah. So you catch my drift when it comes down to these 2 teams. So let's get used to it, y'all. Let's get used to it. It's going to be Kansas City. It's going to be Cincinnati. see a lot more of these matchups. All right. So this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with two teams that are just they match up well against each other. You got two great quarterbacks. Is there any doubt that Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterbacks in the league? To me, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. All right, so even go back to when they first played in 2022. Okay. Chiefs had a turnover. Okay. Bengals didn't. Bengals one time in possession. I mean, again, that's the trend of these two teams when they play each other. You know, in the AFC Championship game last year, 2 turnovers for the Chiefs, 1 for the Bengals. Bengals one time in possession. They won the game. All right, that is the trend of these two teams. Whoever turns the ball over less, you know what I'm saying? And you happen to win time in possession. When they played in December, Travis Kelce had to fumble. Time of possession was pretty much equal. All right. So that's just what it is. So 27-24 the first time they met last year. 27-24 the OT game in the AFC Championship game last year. 34-31 in the regular season of this season. And then you had the 23-20. Chiefs finally got a victory. So I mean that's just the trend. That's just what you're gonna see with these two teams. But let's cut the shenanigans out. I know it's cute and funny to say Chiefs and the refs. Yeah. It was bad officiating throughout that whole game. I mean, literally. Holding could have been called on both offensive linemen, or both set of offensive linemen. The Chiefs could have got called for a lot of penalties. They should have got called for what's up, normal guy? How you doing, man? Chiefs could have got called for a late hit. You know, they could have got called for a late hit. They could have. They should have. Yeah, I mean, I'm. That's why I'm sitting here saying, I'm not biased, y'all. I looked at that game 3 times. Here's some calls that was just habitually, blatantly just missed, and they were terrible. Terrible calls got missed. It's just the nature of the game. Refs are human, but come on, we got to start holding these refs accountable for missing bad calls. But one call that wasn't bad is, I know a lot of people say they mad about the roughing the passer call, but look here, you cannot touch the quarterback. Period. Look. Let's be honest, y'all. When homeboy touched Patrick Mahomes, it wasn't the hardest of pushes. But did he push him and he touched him? Yeah, he did. And he touched him way out of bounds. So guess what? You put yourself in that position that the refs are going to call the flag every time. That's just the nature of the NFL. You know why the NFL is going to throw that flag? Because guess what? Last time I checked, people pay to come watch the quarterbacks throw the football, not defensive linemen. Patrick Mahomes can't play. Ticket sales are going to be down for the Chiefs. Viewership is going to be down for the Chiefs. And in the grand scheme of things, money's going to be down for the NFL. Not by, not to make that much of a difference because all the billions of dollars they're going to make, but for them, it's going to be meaning. It's going to mean something that, hey, we don't have Patrick Mahomes for a huge amount of games. We don't have Aaron Rodgers. We don't have Tom Brady. We don't have Justin Herbert. We don't have Josh Allen. We don't have Joe Burrow. We don't have none of those big name quarterbacks for a while. It hurts our wallet. So you're going to get that flag every damn time. And I get it. The teammates is mad. How dare? Yeah, you can get on them because it was a bonehead play. It was dumb. That was the wrong time, the wrong penalty to get in that situation. It was terrible. But I can't sit here and say that was the Bengals' nail in the coffin to losing that game. Thank you, Matt. You played 60 minutes. And guess what? Last time I checked, your offensive line didn't do a great job of protecting Joe Burrow. They did. You know how I know that Joe Burrow was scared? You know how Joe Burrow is always so cool, calm, and collected? You know how he's so cool, calm, and collected all the time? It's because he's not getting touched. He didn't get touched against Buffalo. And I get it. A lot of people say, well, why didn't Buffalo get to him? Buffalo has a good defense. So you mean to tell me that Buffalo isn't good enough to get to Joe Burrow when he had 3 starters down, but the Chiefs can? Well, my rebuttal to that is, well, look at the situation at hand. The Eagles were one of the best teams defensively to get sacks. Guess who else was right behind them? Oh, that's right, the Kansas City Chiefs. When you come in second at getting sacks, I'm pretty sure you know how to get them. You know, Buffalo is outside the top 10. Buffalo can get sacks. Obviously, missing Von Miller makes a difference, but guess what? The Chiefs are second in the league behind the Philadelphia Eagles at getting sacks. They can get after the quarterback. Joe was not comfortable. He was not comfortable. He was absolutely not comfortable. I agree with you, normal guy, but here's the deal. They did go and get Alex Kappa. They did get La'el Collins to bring in to help bolster that line. Don't get me wrong, it's not the biggest of upgrade, but for them, for what they've been having, was an upgrade. And there was a time and stretch that the big offensive line were not letting anybody sack Joe Burrow. Matter of fact, when the Chiefs played them early in the regular season, they only got 1 sack. They was only able to get 1 sack. Now, you got to be honest. Obviously, I'm not a fool. I'm not no dummy. The Bengals down 3 starters on the offensive line. It matters. But that's just the fact of the matter is that's what you had to roll with. You can't make excuses. Everybody got excuses. The Chiefs were down 2 starters, multiple starters on their offensive line in the Super Bowl. Guess what happened? They got trounced. You can keep hanging your hat on that, but the fact of the matter is you got your ass kicked. Because when it all said and done on the win and loss column, it don't say asterisk, they didn't have no starters on the offensive line. They didn't have a quarterback. Don't have it. It is either a win or it's a loss. And so you can't, we can't keep allowing the injuries to be an excuse on why you win or lost. Yes, I'm not oblivious. I watch enough sports. I played enough sports. Yes, injuries do affect the outcome. It can. But the moment you strap up, put them shoes on, put them pads on, you got to play ball with what you got. And sometimes it's really not about the player. Sometimes it's about the game plan, the matchups. What can you do to put your team in a better position? So, I mean, I can understand how, Bengals fans can be very highly upset right now. But look at the game it was.
There was a lot of bad officiating, and at the end of the day, you had more turnovers. You lost time of possession. Kansas City made more plays. That's just the fact of the matter is. That's just the fact of the matter is. Yeah, I hear you definitely. Frank Clark. I'll say this. Since the Chiefs acquired him from Seattle, he shows up more in the playoffs than he does in the regular season, and he's $100 million guy. Especially he got $100 million when he came over in that trade. Um, I'm not. It's weird because I don't dislike Frank Clark. It's just that's just what to expect with him. Is weird. He disappears in the regular season. He'll show up every now and then in the regular season, like pop up and flash. I'll say this: he put a good move on Trent Williams when Kansas City went to San Francisco, got right past him, and got the safety sack on Jimmy G. Man, put a hell of a move on Trent Williams. So had the 49ers advanced, I still would have feel very comfortable with the matchup because of what the Chiefs were able to do against the 49ers. Now, with this matchup with the Eagles, obviously the Eagles and the Chiefs played last year. The Chiefs went into Philly and got that win. I do believe that the Chiefs won by double digits. Let me look that up real quick. I think it was by 12 or 13 points. Don't hold me to that exact score. But I'll say this. No, Frank Clark had a big game. He did. He especially Chris Jones, and I needed Chris Jones to have a big game. And if you guys saw the championship preview show that we did last Thursday with the panel, I think that was one of the things that I said is I need 2 sacks from Chris Jones. I need one to set the tone, and I need one to close the door. And I definitely got the one that he closed the door because that was huge. Chris Jones going against trying to get Burrow down to the ground. And look, I'm glad you actually brought up Chris Jones, Matt, because I need really people to start putting some respect on Chris Jones. I know a lot of people don't see the Chiefs play on a regular, but the thing about Chris Jones is if there wasn't a guy named Aaron Donald, Chris Jones would be talked about like that. And I'm being dead serious. I'm being so serious. Don't believe me? Check the Pro Football Focus analytics. You can look at him analytically. He's gets one of the best pressures at the D tackle position. Look at his sacks amounts at the D tackle position. I mean, call me crazy. Chris Jones literally will be talked about like Aaron Donald if Aaron Donald didn't exist. And I'm being so serious about it. And, we'll see what the Chiefs do because I know he's getting up there in age. He has a potential opt-out in his contract once this season concludes. If I'm correct, I think I saw that today. But he'll either get another 3 to 4 year nice little chunk change of a contract, or he'll probably, don't rule out a trade, only because you never know. It's business. It is business. If somebody says, "Hey, what you want for Chris Jones?" I don't know. Especially if they win the Super Bowl. 2 Super Bowls. Chris helps you get 2 of them. It's a possible, hey, thank you for what we've done for each other. But we can't afford you no more. You want big money, we'll send you the big money. But it's more of a thank you. But I don't know. Let's not worry about the offseason yet. This is a Super Bowl. It's a good matchup. Good matchup. The Chiefs in the Eagles. Both obviously, like I said, 1 and 2 in sacks on defense. Um, you know, obviously we got some time that I'm gonna do some real deep analysis on who can win, and I'm gonna be very objective. There will be no biasy thought process. This is just me being a football guy. I mean, taking it for what it is, taking everything in account. You know, coaching, who's coaches, who's the quarterback, injuries, offensive line. I'm gonna take everything in account because this is the Super Bowl, baby. This is the Super Bowl. You know, you gotta find a way, to be just a football guy and call it how it is and be fair about it. So, that's what I'm going to do for the next 2 weeks. Don't be surprised I get some guests in here and talk some Super Bowl, especially on the daytime show. So, hey, man, I'm excited. Obviously, being a fan of the Chiefs, and we're back in the Super Bowl. And look, I get it. I'm in unfamiliar territory. And what I mean by unfamiliar territory is before Andy Reid got to Kansas City in 2013, boy, we had some gloomy days in Kansas City being a Chiefs fan. All right, I'm 35 years old. So I was born in 87, and I've been a Chiefs fan since I came out the womb. All right. And it's not a lot of, we had some moments. We thought we were going to do something great, and nothing came to fruition. Nothing, came of it. Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, and were part of some very dominant defenses. Not as old as you, motherfucker. Old ass Matt. But no, look. Andy Reid changed the culture, and it started with Alex Smith. Got to give Alex Smith his credit. But Patrick Mahomes took it to another level. And this is not me trying to bump up the guy, but you got to, at some point, we got to stop trying to find reasons to hate this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop trying to find reasons to hate this guy. He's about to be a 2-time MVP. He's about to be in his third Super Bowl. Won a Super Bowl MVP in that Super Bowl. 5 straight AFC Championship games. So he's been in the league 6 years technically, but been a starter for 5. In all 5 years that he started, he ends his season in either an AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. 3 out of 5 Super Bowls. He's been to 3 Super Bowls out of 5 AFC Championship game appearances. I mean, name a quarterback that's doing what he's doing, not just team success wise, but personally. I mean, go look at Mahomes' stats, and he'll be up to 50,000 yards in no time if he isn't already. Mahomes is a freak of nature, man. I'm kidding. He ain't had no 50,000 passing yards, but he got a lot. All right. Kid got a lot. Man, big news in the NFL. DeMeco Ryans. So DeMeco Ryans, the defensive coordinator. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Matt. I agree with you. At some point, Mahomes, you got to get your second. I don't know if you're going to get 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not projecting he's going to have Brady Super Bowl titles. But the thing is, we don't know. We don't know how his career, but it's just a lot of winning and a lot of deep playoff runs early in his career. It's a lot. That's a lot. And I think he's only 27. So I mean, barring injuries, Mahomes has the ability to, at least for the next 7 to 8 years, just be dominant. He literally does. He literally has the opportunity to be dominant for the next 7, 8 years. And I know a lot of people was like, oh, well, he's possibly $500 million quarterback. Well, if y'all look at the every time he restructures that contract, there's more and more and more money that gets pushed back to the end of that contract. And so that makes it easier for you to do what? Build your team, free agencies. You don't have to retool in the draft. And here's the craziest thing: the Chiefs, man, they're young. They're young. That whole defense was, for the most part, especially in the back end on the safeties and the corners, rookies. This team is young. This team is young. You got 2-year starters on the pretty much the whole with center and guard, Trey Smith and Creed Humphreys. They're young, early 20s. But I'm with you, man. He do got at least minimum 2. But if he gets 4 or 5, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. But yeah, back to DeMeco Ryans. And I know we joke about, hey man, Houston, Texas only gave black coach 1 year. You sure you want to take that job? But I all jokes aside, I think DeMeco Ryans is the best coaching hire that was best for that job. And here's why I say this. It's because you see the trends, all right? You see the coaching trees. One successful coaching tree, Andy Reid tree. There's a lot of people that get hired from under that comes from under his tree, and they do well as coaches. Now so much Belichick tree. That Belichick tree kind of shaking, dog. That shit shaking, dog. I ain't seen a lot of success come from his so-called proteges. All right. What he do, nephew? What's up, Rye? But just in case I haven't been really paying attention, it's been kind of the Shanahan tree that's been going. And I'm talking about Mike Shanahan, really. Because Mike Shanahan had Kyle Shanahan under his tenure. He also had Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur work with Mike Shanahan. And, you look at the trees, and obviously with DeMeco Ryans being in San Francisco, so being under Kyle Shanahan, I remember when DeMeco Ryans was drafted, he played for Houston. And so there's the automatic connection with DeMeco Ryans to the Houston Texans because DeMeco Ryans, man, if y'all remember, man, DeMeco Ryans could ball. He was a great linebacker. If I remember, he went to Alabama. Where did he go to school at? Yeah, went to Alabama. Got drafted in 2006. So, yeah, I definitely remember him playing for sure. He's only 38 years old, so he's definitely a young coach. And then he kind of faded out in Philly. But I had a solid career. I thought he played 10 years in the NFL. I thought he always had a solid career. His last year was 2015. Finished with 7 forced fumbles. Pretty much played 140 games. 7 INTs. 10 fumble recoveries, 970 combined tackles, 735 solo, 235 assisted. How many stacks he got career? Only 13 and a half sacks career-wise. Well, I mean, he was an inside linebacker anyway. Not really expecting him to have a lot of sacks as an inside linebacker like that anyway. But yeah, AP Defensive Rookie of the Year. He got a vote in 06. So the dude wasn't a scrub. He was a beast. I thought he played damn good as a linebacker. So there's a connection. D'Amico Ryans played for the Houston Texans, drafted by him. So I know it's not the same tenure as a general manager as it was when he was there, but same ownership family. But yeah, I thought he's always a decent linebacker. Can hit hard, that's for sure. But look, I mean, Houston Texans, they're gonna have some cap space. All right, they're gonna have some cap space. They also got draft picks. You know, they got 11 picks. They have 11 picks. And so the reason why I bring up that coaching tree and all that stuff is because here's what I'm trying to say. When you got 11 picks, you got cap space, and look at how Robert Saleh leaves San Francisco, the defensive coordinator that D'Amico Ryans replaced. Robert Saleh goes out, and guess what he's building in New York? He had his hands all over that defense. You know he's going to play defense. Defense looks good. He's a quarterback. That's pretty much the only primary thing that kept him out the playoffs this year. You need a quarterback. So the Texans looking at, hey, Robert Saleh used to be in San Francisco, great defensive coach, goes to New York, changes the culture, and in 2 years he made a massive jump in wins, on the cusp of being a playoff team. Why? Hey, we can get that too. And guess what? He's a former Texan. There's a connection. Our fans are going to remember D'Amico Ryans. Now he's coaching. He fits. He fits. Now signed a 6-year deal. Signed a 6-year deal. I don't know if he's going to see all 6. Now I know the trend and the jokes we say, oh, black coaches only get 1 year in Houston. He'll get more than 1 year. Matter of fact, I think minimum he'll get 3. Just the fact that he's a former Texan. Because this upcoming year, this next year, his first year, that'll be the all right, well, even if you get 2 wins, 3 wins, we're not really worried about it. Because it's your rookie year. And you got to get the team together. I mean, they only won 3 games last year. So yeah, man, yeah. This is as long as you're showing progression. So the first year is going to be his gimme year. His second year, he's going to have to improve. He's going to have to improve on his win total. In the third year, he has to be showing for sure that they can at least contend for a wild card spot. If by third year he's not showing that they can contend by a wild card spot, he's out of there. He's out of there. Yeah, I agree with you. I believe this might be the first time that Houston might have gotten something right for once. This might be it. It's not. It's. We got to be real. This ain't a lot of shit that Houston Texans organization has gotten right. This might be one of them. This for sure might be the one because ain't been a lot that they gotten right. Shout out to my man Reggie. Because I mean, you could go down the line. I mean, they let Bill O'Brien trade away DeAndre Hopkins. Then they let him release and they let him release J.J. Watt. That had at least. I mean, he only was in Arizona for 2 years, but solid years. Especially this past year, in a season that really didn't matter because they weren't in nowhere close to playoff contention. But that man played all 17 games and was literally like a sack machine. He ended it when he announced that he was retiring. I was like, it don't sure look like you ready to retire because the way you keep sacking left and right, JJ, it looked like you got maybe 1 or 2 more left. You're only 33. He say he's done. I don't know if he's too quick to say that. I don't know if maybe is there really a right situation that could probably lure him back to playing. What if Kansas City calls him? What if Philly calls him? San Francisco calls him? Teams that are literally in playoff contention. No. Teams that are in Super Bowl conversations year in and year out. If they call him, I don't know if he says, I don't know if I'm ready to call it a wrap. But I mean, you never know. You never know. But I think DeMeco Ryans fits well with the Texans, obviously, the connection. Now, y'all remember when we had that conversation about Sean Payton? And, hey, yeah, always got their head security, right? That head security. You silly, Matt. But no, that legit right there, Reg. 18-2, Mahomes versus NFC. That's the case. That's a nice little sample size, 20 games. And like I said, the Chiefs did beat the Eagles last year. I need to pull that record up. Let me find out the score of that Chiefs versus Eagles 2022, because they played in Philly, and I remember the Chiefs got the dub. Yeah. Or was it 2021? I don't know. I can't remember the last time they played. Okay, it was in October. Okay. Let me find out. Let me see what this is. What this saying right here. Yeah, 42-30. Yeah. So it was the year 2021 going to year 22. So it's not this past regular season. It was week 4, 42-30. Patrick Mahomes threw for 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 278 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran for 102 yards. But that was last year. Obviously, that's not this year. So you can't really take into account what the Chiefs did to Philly in week 4 of last year's regular season into this year. Although you could say, some of the roster key pieces are still there. There's obviously some different pieces. There's no Tyreek Hill for the Chiefs. There's AJ Brown for the Eagles now. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs last year. So it's not fair to use that game as a barometer of what the Super Bowl is going to be like. That's not fair to the Eagles. But if that 18-2 Mahomes versus NFC record is true, then man, yeah, like I said, good luck. Good luck. But here's one thing. I'm gonna say this. Sean Payton, we had that conversation on the show, and whether where he should land. And I'm not surprised he ended up in Denver. The reason why I'm not surprised is because I can see there's some pieces in Denver that can lure you to that job rather than obviously the Cowboys job is not available because they have a coach. Um, Obviously, Brandon Staley did get fired, which I was surprised that the Chargers stuck with him instead of trying to persuade Sean Payton to come coach Justin Herbert. So I'm surprised that they went with that one. Um, Obviously, in Arizona, Kyler Murray. But what else are you going to have? There's no guarantee DeAndre Hopkins even wants to come back. I don't think him and Kyler Murray really vibe on the same page. I'm kind of getting a sense that they don't vibe on that. Because when I was watching the Arizona Cardinals in-season Hard Knocks, DeAndre Hopkins, who's been a great wide receiver, was trying to explain something to Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray was just getting mad, acting like salty, real salty, acting like a real bitch, really. So, I don't know if D Hop stays in Arizona. I mean, they there's already been rumblings that he's a potential trade piece. I mean, I know a team in Kansas City that would love to have him. Goodness. But no, look, Sean Payton went to Denver because of this. Because you look at what you got on defense, there's some studs on defense, especially in the secondary. Justin Simmons is a stud. Patrick Surtain Jr. is a stud. The defense is solid. That defense is damn good. Unfortunately, they some of the stats are going to look funny, but hell, they were on the field all the time. I mean, you try playing football with that just god awful offense or whatever the hell that was that resembled an offense this year. That offense was putrid. When you're on the field for damn near 3/4 of the game, eventually you get gassed out, you get tired, and you just you get the stats ran up on you, you get the points ran up on you. It's just the nature of the beast. But you look at the defense is really solid. I mean, can't be mad at that. That's what Sean had in New Orleans. He had a dominant defense. They would get sacks, they would get turnovers. Denver's defense could do the same thing. You look at it. That's just what it is. And then you look at the pieces on offense. All right. Jerry Jeudy, got you a wide receiver who could potentially be your number one. He still got some work to do. But for right now, he could be a solid number 2 or number 3 because you got Tim Patrick coming off an injury. Hopefully he comes back looking like Tim Patrick. Cortland Sutton. You know what I'm saying? So you got a nice little wide receiving core. Javonte Williams, he got hurt, but he'll be coming back. Stud, young running back, stud. Oh, that guy's good. You gotta do some up vamping on the offensive line. Yeah, you gotta do some work on the offensive line. Just some work, a little bit, not a lot. And is Russell Wilson fixable? I don't know if you necessarily fix him, but I do have faith that Sean Payton is smart enough to put Russell Wilson in higher percentage situations. I do know that. That I do know. That I do know that Sean Payton is intelligent enough and good enough an offensive play caller to put Russell Wilson in situations that are high percentage throws. And that can favor him. And favor his skill set. And I think maybe Sean took this job based solely on that. And I got a lot of good around Russell Wilson that it gives me the opportunity to just focus on Russell Wilson and see what I can get out of him that can help us get to a playoffs, get to the playoff run, potentially a Super Bowl. Now, me personally, I think the ceiling with Sean Payton as a coach because, hell, I mean, you see it. Broncos, they throwing away draft picks right now. Giving them up. They're giving them up. They're literally giving them up like a hooker giving up draws in the red light district. Giving them up. All right? And so the Broncos are showing you that, hey, we about to come up with, even if we got to give picks to the Saints, get a coach. Because we got a lot of good on this team in a lot of positions. All we need is just for the quarterback whisperer to come in and, hey, Russ, you're not going to cook. You're going to host. Russ, you're not a cook. You're a host. And let Russ host. Y'all remember when we said let Russ host? He ain't the cook. Because if we let Russ cook, the kitchen is getting burnt down. Food is getting sent back. Something's about to be salty. Something's about to come. The chicken about to be raw. The sauce didn't broke. And the man probably got one of his little preppy eyelashes and fell into my sausage and biscuits and gravy. And he talking about let's ride. No, fool, you didn't fuck up the foot. Russ can't cook. Let Russ host. Because let you be the face of the franchise by just being the host. Let the guests come in and take them to the table and let the real people feed them. Let you just be the pretty guy. And what I mean by this is, yo, we gonna do some bootlegs. We gonna do some play action. We gonna get this running game going first of all. And remember when Sean Payton had Alvin Kamara, when he had Mark Ingram, that duo, he was able to draw up some good stuff to kind of help alleviate the pressure on Drew Brees. Those last few years in New Orleans, when Drew was getting pretty much his arm was starting to shoot out, he protected Drew. Hey, I'm not going to ask you to throw 40, 45 times in a game. No. Let that stud in Alvin Kamara in that little mini tank of Mark Ingram. Let them do the dirty work. Hit Michael Thomas on a couple of slants. You know, every now and then take a deep shot. Every now and then. If you see the play calling that Sean Payton did for Drew Brees in his last few years as a Saint, it's exactly what you should expect here in Denver. We're not letting you cook. You the host. Don't expect this Russ cooking shit. Expect Russell to host. Because if you let him cook, then boy. Now don't this look silly that you done all this. And don't you look silly, Sean Payton, because you didn't took the year off and now you come back and just let this debacle happen. Don't let Russ cook. Let him host. I mean, the guy can if you revert back to Russell Wilson Seattle times with Legion of Boom, with Marshawn Lynch. Let other people be the meat and potatoes. Let them do the dirty work. Let them be the reason that let them be the main focus. You not the exec chef. You ain't got the skills to even make it to that level. But Sean Payton's gonna have to do something Nathaniel Hackett couldn't do. Sean Payton is going to have to tell that man the truth. He's going to have to be real about it. And Russell Wilson's going to have to be man enough to receive it. Because Sean Payton ain't Nathaniel Hackett. Now, if that came from Nathaniel Hackett, I could understand. The hell are you, little bum? It's Sean Payton. This man has a reputation. A well-earned reputation. And a reputation that should be respected. But you're gonna have to take this dude back to where Russell Wilson is not the main attraction. He had success in Seattle because Seattle protected him by making sure that he's not the reason why we lose the game. We're not gonna ask you to make a lot of throws. I'm willing to bet if y'all look at the stat sheets, there's a lot of times that Russell Wilson might have some games where he throws from 17 to 25 attempts. And then go look at the rushing attempts or the play calling somebody run that. So if I'm Sean Payton, I'm looking at all the ingredients that I got here in Denver. And can we sustain being a top rushing team? I think you can, because I've seen you do it before, Sean Payton. I've seen you rely on the run to open up everything else. Because that's exactly what you did with Drew Brees the last few years in New Orleans. Because he was getting closer to 40. His arm was getting closer to 65. So we knew what the hell was going on. You got to protect this man. And it's okay, Russell Wilson, if you get protected. But at some point, you're going to have to drop the ego. Drop the let's ride persona. That shit corny as fuck, just in case nobody told you, Russell. This shit mad fucking corny. But at some point, Russell's going to have to swallow his pride and understand that this is a potential Hall of Fame coach that is, trying to revitalize my career. And at this point, we also gotta be real. Russell Wilson could use a revitalization to his career. Because money ain't the issue. This man got some money now. But what y'all thinking? What's y'all first initial thoughts on Sean Payton, DeMeco Ryans? I really think that DeMeco Ryans might be, if it's played out right, could have almost a Robert Salah Jets type of impact to the Texans, possibly. And I mean that to the fullest, because Houston, Texas, man, that organization is something else. Let's see what they do to their own, because he's a former Texan. So we'll see. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all hopping in, chopping up with the boys. Your boy Wildcard Ma. Y'all see all the social media down on the bottom of the screen. Please go over to I.O.W Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly on YouTube, our YouTube channel at I.O.W Sports Network. Make sure you like, share, hit that subscription button, that bell notification, bing, lets you know every time that we go live. And then, of course, catch us on Twitter, I.O.W Sports 1. And of course, I love having the I.O.W Sports Late Night Owl Show and the rest of our I.O.W Network content simulcast on the Let's Talk Sports YouTube channel. So do us a favor, if you on the Let's Talk Sports YouTube channel, please go to our various social media platforms on the bottom of that screen and show us some love there as well. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday. Well, not on the East Coast no more. We now on the Wednesday, but on the Central and on the East, Central and the West, Mountain Time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and catch up to the East. Hey, East Coast. Enjoy your Wednesday. Peace and love, y'all. Hey, We back to for sure. Another episode of the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition.
Yeah. Come on. Silent Hill TV, yes. Hitchhikers. Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers, load across the scene is dangerous, aggressive like behavior.